You don't have to prove a crime. It's enough that he did it. If he did these things, if he acted as a spokesperson for this group that did commit crimes on the campus of Columbia, he's out. You can get him out under numerous provisions under immigration law for criminality, for supporting terror, for espousing terror, and then ultimately for the Marco Rubio Secretary of State thing that says if you're a threat to foreign policy, you're gone. You don't have to prove anything other than Marco Rubio reasonably believes that.
The Bill of Rights still restricts what Marco Rubio can do, even though he's the Secretary of State. The Bill of Rights applies to green card holders. The Supreme Court has said that for 120 years. And if Joe Biden had said, I'm deporting Jordan Peterson because he's expressing a lot of dissent to my views and participating in protest against our policy, and I deem him a threat to foreign policy, every conservative in the country would have said that is a threat to the Constitution to do. I think the important thing here is...
has to be reasonable. There's nothing unreasonable about saying being the spokesperson for an on-campus terror group means you violated your terms of staying here and your green card is getting revoked.
I think you're wildly mischaracterizing the point of this protest. I remember, very well in 2002, people who were opposed to the U.S. invasion of Iraq were told, they were Saddam Hussein supporters. And they would say, no, we're not Saddam Hussein supporters. We just don't think the U.S. should invade Iraq. Same thing now. If you don't support financing Ukraine, you're told, you're a Putin supporter. And you say, no, I'm not a Putin supporter. I just don't want the U.S. involved in this war.
That's a straw man.
These protests were about
Megyn,
because these protests were against the Israeli war in Gaza. They were not defending Hamas.
They were demanding that Colombia divest. They were demanding that Colombia.
Exactly, but that's not a Hamas. That doesn't mean that you. No, the anti-Israel protesters modeled themselves after the student movements in the 1980s that were against the apartheid regime, the main demand of which was, we demand that you divest from apartheid South Africa. Okay. That's what these students are demanding, that we demand. That is a peaceful protest, not a violent one.
The American students cannot be deported for having done that, but someone here on a green card can be. If they had, Trump is not running around trying to deport people who protested on behalf of the Palestinians in Dearborn, Michigan, without committing crimes. He is not doing that.
Not yet.
The reason this guy, and he's not going to, Glenn, let's be honest. The reason this guy got caught in the crosshairs is because they unleashed hell on that Columbia campus. They behaved criminally. His group, of which he was a spokesman, whom he was defending and making demands on behalf of in dealing with the university daily. That's why he's getting deported, not because he's pro-Palestinian.